Good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us to talk about financing and incentives available for electrification with Electrify Asheville-Buncombe. So Electrify Asheville-Buncombe was launched right around 10 months ago, Earth Day last year, and it's a program to promote home electrification in Asheville and Buncombe County. It's supported by the City of Asheville and Buncombe County, as well as the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund. And I'll be presenting today. I'm Sophie Molinax with Let's Go Electric, which is the company that runs Electrify Asheville-Buncombe. My colleague Emily Hurd will also be presenting, and then we are joined by special guest Michelle Myers, who is a program manager with North Carolina's First Green Bank, the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund. I realized I'm not sharing my screen yet, as I do apologize. Hit record, but forgot to share. Alrighty. So again, Electrify Asheville-Buncombe is a pilot program. We believe it's the first of its kind in the Southeast. And it's a city and county sponsored pilot focused on home electrification. And this is part of a suite of programming and actions that our community can take to promote 100% renewable energy. As you may know, the city of Asheville and Buncombe County both have 100% renewable energy resolutions. The city by 2030 for municipal operations and the county for the entire county by 2042. And there's three key pathways to get us there. One is to use less energy by way of energy efficiency. Two is to green the grid, increase the amount of renewable energy on the grid that powers us all. And three, to electrify our buildings. I'm going to turn it over to Emily to talk more about what that means.
Hi, everyone. I'm Emily Hurd. I'm going to talk about electrification in general, and I'll also talk about some of the new programs through Electrify Asheville-Buncombe. And then after that, we'll dive directly into the financial incentives and financing options available for electrification and energy efficiency. We've made space for a rich Q&A at the end, so please feel free to put your questions in the chat, and we will go over it at the end. So what is electrification? A simple definition has two parts, really. Replace any machine that runs on fossil fuels with an electric version, and then power that electric machine with clean, renewable energy. Next slide. And there are many parts of what we call an electrification journey, and any home or any homeowners or building user anyway is in a different place in their electrification journey. So there are many products and services available. An energy audit, recommended first step, in which a professional comes out to your home or building and does a diagnostic energy assessment to determine how you can improve your energy efficiency. Air source heat pumps do the job of both heating and cooling your home, and they're 3 to 4 more times efficient than natural gas furnace. Water heating, second largest home energy use after space heating, and hands down the most energy efficient option available for water heating is a heat pump water heater. So there are many products and services, and we'll talk more about what you'll find at electrifyabc.com. Next slide, please. And electrifying everything is simply better in every way. It's more comfortable. The air in your home is cleaner to breathe. There's energy savings. Around 75% of the energy used in the United States could be saved with switching to electric machines and appliances, simply because electric technology is that much more energy efficient than fossil fuel-based systems or technology. And there's plenty of cost savings as well, because although electric appliances tend to be a bigger investment up front, there's cost savings over time on utility bills. And considering the multitude of financial incentives that are currently available, as well as the financing options available through North Carolina Clean Energy Fund. There's really no better time to electrify or go electric than now. So we'll talk more about that as well. Next slide, please. So I'd like to just go over a little bit more about the programs available at electrifyabc.com. And then after that, we'll get into the financial incentives and financing. So how does Electrify ABC work? There are a number of ways to get involved, both online and in person. We host educational events to increase knowledge about electrification and also introduce you all to local contractors that we have relationships with and we've already vetted or interviewed. These are local contractors that offer energy efficiency products and services. So we love to host events like the Electri last year. I'm wondering if any of you all were there at the AB Tech Conference Center in 2024. Feel free to raise your hand. And we'll be announcing plans for the 2025 Electri shortly. So online, though, at electrifyabc.com, we offer a one-stop shop for all things home electrification. So the Let's Go Electric Marketplace is an online platform that brings together contractors and consumers. And so there are a number of products and services that are available through this marketplace that are focused on energy efficiency and electrification. So you can also find more information about a couple of new programs that I know some of you are already involved in. I see your names and faces out there on this Zoom. The Home Energy Navigator program, which we'll talk more about in a second, as well as the Home Energy Resilience Cooperative. And I'll talk more about those two now. Next slide, please. This should be, okay, about the Home Energy Navigator program. Excuse me, I was just taking care of something. So Home Energy Navigator is a consultation service. So some of you have already met with us. Electrify Asheville-Buncombe representatives who are on this Zoom now meet one-on-one with residents of Asheville and Buncombe County who are interested to know more about electrification and to make informed decisions about what their next steps are with their home energy use. So think of it like having your own electrification general contractor that can consult with you and make recommendations about how to get the biggest bang for your buck in terms of energy savings as well as cost savings for your home. So one of the great values about the Home Energy Navigator program is that it's a free service, and we generate a report as part of these consultation sessions. And the report outlines upfront costs of whatever electrification upgrade you're considering and factors in the tax credits and the rebates that are available for those products and services. And so as a result, what we're hoping to provide is an opportunity for you to get a clearer picture of the energy and cost savings that go along with electrification. Next slide, please. Home Energy Resilience Cooperative is it's a program that emerged post-Helene as a way for us to support energy resilience in Asheville and Buncombe County. And we like to call it HERC, but Home Energy Resilience Cooperative is a set of 60-day group purchase offerings in which Electrify Asheville-Buncombe works with local contractors to put packages together that make electrifying our homes more affordable and accessible. Next slide. So the current 60-day HERC offering is it includes options for purchasing solar panels, solar plus battery storage, standalone home batteries, as well as portable solar generators. Next slide. And just a little bit more to give you an idea of the way it works is that you choose one of the HERC offerings that's available on electrifyabc.com, and then you sign up with us for a quick call to go over a few details. And then afterwards, we connect you directly with our local partner contractors that are offering the products and services. Um, and currently, we're also offering a rebate that's worth up to $250. But this rebate is only connected to the solar and battery offerings that we currently have. The portable solar generator is a little bit different, and that's actually available for direct purchase already on our platform. It's a nature's generator, a portable solar generator, and it's as easy as going on to the electrifyabc.com platform and hitting buy now. If you'd like to see that portable solar generator in person, Sophie and Casey from Electrify Asheville-Buncombe will be at the Sierra Club event tonight at 7 p.m. So come on out and check it out in person. All right, thanks for paying attention to this overview of Electrify Asheville-Buncombe's programming. And now we're ready to talk more about the financial incentives and financing options. Sophie, thank you.
Yeah, sure. I just saw the question in the chat about what do we know about the IRA, Inflation Reduction Act, tax credits and rebates, given the change in federal administration. And all that we can do is claim, what we know today, March 5th, 2025. Today, we know that there is these tax credits. So it's right around 30% of the cost of all these different technologies. So heat pumps with a cap of $2,000, heat pump water heaters, different air conditioners and HVAC equipment, electrical panel upgrades, doors, energy audits, insulation, EV charging stations, as well as an EV charger or EV tax credit as well of $7,500. So we don't know what the future will be of these monies, So we are encouraging everybody who is interested in anything like this and would qualify for these tax credits to act as soon as possible. We just don't know what will happen after 2025. In the legislation, they were slated to last until 2032, so for another 7 years. But if you install one of these pieces of equipment, including solar and battery, in 2025, you ought to be eligible for that tax credit when you file your taxes next year. So just more about what's available currently. Use it while we can. And also included in the Inflation Reduction Act were state level rebates, and these are called HOMES and HERE. Please don't ask me the acronyms because I always mess them up, but they are two different rebates. One for appliances and installation and services that you would engage with a contractor with, and then another that is for modeled energy savings and then associated upgrades in your home. And so this program is targeted for people under 150% of the area median income. And just a rough ballpark of what that is, it's right around $140,000 for a family of four. So it's quite a generous income threshold. The program is focusing on 80% of area median income and below right now. And we have it on good authority that this program will hit Buncombe County this summer. So the rebate amounts are quite generous, and they're designed to buy down the cost of energy efficient and electric appliances and services up front. So you don't have to wait to file for a tax credit that you may or may not be eligible for. You would get that money up front, and it buys down the cost immediately. So it's $8,000, and this is for the 80% area median income and below. It's $8,000 for a heat pump, $1,750 for a heat pump water heater, $4,000 for electric upgrades, $2,000 for wiring, $1,600 for insulation, air sealing, and ventilation or weatherization services, $840 for an electric stove, not just induction, but also electric stoves, and $840 for a heat pump clothes dryer. You can learn more and sign up for the waiting list at energysavernc.org. And as these programs, or as this program hits the ground here in Buncombe County, we will do more info sessions and integrate and coordinate with the state as much as possible to ensure that our community is well poised and prepared to take advantage of these rebates because they really are quite revolutionary. Additionally, available are Duke Energy rebates that you can stack on top of other incentives that are available. So for heating and cooling systems, if you replace your HVAC early before it fails, you can get up to an $800 rebate if you use a participating Duke Energy Trade Ally contractor. Heat pump water heater, you can file for a $500 rebate. Attic insulation, air sealing, and ductwork, which in my personal opinion is one of the best things that you can do right now to upgrade your home's comfort and efficiency is attic insulation and air sealing. You can get up to a $700 rebate. And then pool pumps, which are quite energy intensive, you can get up to a $900 rebate from Duke. And you can learn more about Google these rebates through Duke Energy by Googling their Smart Saver rebates. These rebate amounts also will depend on the different specs and efficiency of the appliances you're installing. You often have to meet a minimum efficiency threshold. The time of replacement, so replacing early is encouraged versus replacing at the point of failure. And then obviously using that Duke Energy Trade Ally participating contractor. The website is here, and we are recording this session and we'll be sending it out to everyone as well as a PDF of these slides. So again, more Duke Energy goodies. Duke Energy Wise Home is a program that has been in place actually for multiple decades, but is really important for lowering our region's peak demand. And so peak demand is the time of year and of day that our community uses the most electricity. And so in Asheville and Buncombe County in Western North Carolina, that is on the coldest winter mornings, those, 6 to 12 days a year where it's in the teens in the morning. So we are all getting up and, heating our water, heating our houses, cooking, possibly getting ready for work and school. So this program is designed to help mitigate that peak demand, and it helps Duke Energy manage the load on the grid so that we don't experience brownouts and blackouts. And so for participating in this, Duke Energy will give you certain bill credits for letting them sort of modulate your water heater, your AC, your heat strips on your heat pump if you have one, letting them tap into your battery storage through Duke PowerPair, and then letting them monitor your thermostat as well. And usually you can opt out of these events, so up for a certain number of events per year. So you can learn more about Energy Wise Home at the website here. Duke Energy Power Pair is a relatively new program in this region, and this applies to new solar and battery projects only. So if you already have solar and battery, or just already have solar, you're unfortunately not eligible for this. But if you're thinking about going solar, this year, this is an incredible opportunity. And I wish I had enough sun at my home to go solar because this is just an incredible opportunity. You can get up to $9,000 back from Duke Energy if you install solar and battery. There's a list of different batteries, and it's a long list that are eligible on the Duke Power Pair website. This program launched, I believe, in May 2024, and there is just a little bit over half of the capacity left in the program for Duke Energy Progress, which is our region here. So there's still plenty of capacity left. So encourage you to take advantage of that if you're thinking about going solar. So you could take advantage of Power Pair and then the 30% tax credit if you're eligible for that. It's a good time to go solar in Asheville. So another Duke Energy program is the EV charger prep credit. I've personally taken advantage of this. You just find an electrician, you get an electrical permit, you have them do the work for installing your EV charger or an outlet. In my case, I had like a 220-volt outlet installed so I could just plug in my charger in my driveway. And Duke Energy paid for the full cost of that, and I only had to pay for the electrical permit, which was about $120. So this is a great opportunity, and they cover up to $1,236. So if you're thinking about an EV or getting an EV charger, or just don't have an EV yet and you're wanting to prepare, this is a great opportunity to do the pre-work of preparing and getting an EV charger. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our colleague Michelle Myers with the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund.
Hey, everybody. Thanks, Sophie. I just want to talk a little bit about our financing programs that can support either the HVAC and energy efficiency measures that we discussed or the solar and battery installations that might be possible right now. So really important is that we wanted to make sure that this was a program that came from a trusted community lender, a CDFI. Self-Help Credit Union is our partner. And so the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund is helping to administer a program through Self-Help Credit Union. We have really competitive rates. The rates are a little bit better than their standard energy saver loan, and that's because Buncombe County put some money forward, $100,000 in the form of a loan loss reserve to make sure that the loans were both accessible to people with limited credit and also at a very competitive rate. So we have the best interest rates around for Electrify ABC, thanks to our sponsor, Buncombe County. And like I said, the whole aim here is to make sure that this is not exclusive to people with limited credit, but available to people with limited credit. So if you have great credit, you could still use our financing, just to be clear. And we'll explain the terms here with some of the competitive lending programs on the market have really high fees. So the aim here was to kind of create a program that didn't have any of these problematic and hidden fees. Next slide. So as Sophie said, I work at the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund. We are a relatively new, about 2 or 3 years old, green bank. And our model is to really bring that nonprofit and CDFI financing models to the clean energy and energy efficiency green building space. So we focus on economic stimulation to help invest in clean energy solutions and increase climate resilience in the Carolinas. We recently expanded to South Carolina as well. And we really want to make sure that we are providing benefits to underserved populations as we do that. We partner with private sector, public sector, foundations, other financial institutions to really bring what we think is the best financing alternatives on the market to North Carolina and South Carolina. Next slide. So for Electrify ABC, like I said, we're partnering with Self-Help Credit Union. There is a 2.99% administrative fee that pays for my time and the kind of the ability to manage the process and to actually vet every single project that comes through Electrify Asheville-Buncombe. We want to make sure that you're getting a technology that will really save you money in the long term. So I personally vet every single proposal that comes through. You can set a loan term that makes sense for you, 5, 10, or 15 years. There are fixed interest rates that will vary depending on your credit and your ability to pay. And the full terms, you can follow this link or click on this link. This is at Self-Help's website, and they're where the full terms are published. The Self-Help Energy Saver loan is good for energy efficient all electric heat pumps, including and then heat pump hot water heaters, air sealing and insulation, so energy efficiency measures you can have done at your home, which are services you can contract for on the Electrify ABC website. We do service energy efficiency projects for mobile homes as long as the home is owned outright. And 30% of any project can be used for associated construction costs. So if you had HVAC work done, duct work done, and you need to have your walls repaired and painted, you can also roll that into the cost of the loan, which is really nice. Next slide. And then we also do residential solar and battery loans. We have a different lending partner for this. That's the Solar Energy Loan Fund out of Florida. And they serve as a consumer protection agent as well as a financing institution. So every single solar and battery project that comes an application that comes through our program is actually vetted by an engineer. We look at it for cost efficiency, structural integrity, all of the things you might have questions about, but not be sure you have the base of knowledge to say, am I getting a good deal? Does this make sense? We really want to make sure that this project works out for you and is cost saving over time. So we will do that vetting for you. The terms here are 5 to 15 years. Most solar projects go to the 15-year term to lower your monthly payment. 5-year would be usually just for a battery, standalone battery project, which we also can finance. There is no dealer fee. Some of our competitive lenders on the market have very high dealer fees. We do have an administrative fee, again, to pay for the time of the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund. And there is a UCC filing fee, which is it basically puts a lien on the equipment, but not your home. And it's really important. None of our loans, we don't want to have any loan that's secured with the actual residence itself. We never want to put anyone at risk for any taking of the home ever. So that's something that's really important. We do provide a discount on those interest rates for people below 120% AMI. So AMI is area median income. So if you have average income, you receive a 0.25 percentage points off the interest rate. We also have a veterans discount on our fee. You can reamortize this loan up to 3 times, which means that if you got the tax incentive and you wanted to apply that to the loan, you can lower your monthly payments and distribute the remainder of the loan over the term of the loan. You can also do that after power pair, which is really important because you get your power pair rebate. You probably will make one payment and then you get your power pair rebate because it comes within 6 to 8 weeks after a project. So you can lower your monthly payment pretty quickly after receiving that incentive. And there is no early repayment fee. So if you're paying down with all of these incentives that are available and you just want to pay off the loan, there's no problem there. 20% of this loan can be used for energy efficiency upgrades too. It's really nice if you're going to do some air sealing work or do some other energy efficiency work around your home. It can be a really nice complement to solar. So 20% of this project can be used for those upgrades. And there's an additional $4,000 allowed for electrical panel upgrades. As you electrify, you might need more space in your breaker box for all your new wonderful electric appliances for your solar panel and your EV charger. So that's something you can roll into the cost of the loan. Next slide. Oh, and I should say, we're really happy to go through any proposal or application and can give you really what it would look like for your monthly payments. And then if you reamortize, how low your monthly payments will go. And that's a service that's available through the Home Energy Navigator program. So we have just a tool, it's a spreadsheet, and we can walk through the specifics of your proposal, including your projection of your electricity cost saved over the lifetime of the panels. So we can do that one-on-one with anyone who has a solar proposal that they want us to look at. Okay, next slide. Oh, I cut off the end of this URL, sorry, with this image here, but this is actually an image of me and the local self-help branch representatives at the Electrify last year. So they are, the nice thing about self-help, it's a credit union, it's in our community, and that's kind of the point of these kind of community lending partners. You can find more about that self-help loan at letsgoelectric.com financing-information. If you go on the Electrify ABC page and scroll down, you can also just click through if you don't want to write down that big URL. And if you wanted to make an application for a solar loan, go on the North Carolina Clean Energy Fund's website and just /residential/ and you can scroll down to the application there. If you have any questions, you can email me directly at financing@electrifyabc.com.
I have a quick question about the solar loan application. You can, as a consumer, just file for that yourself. You don't have to work with a participating contractor with the solar loan.
You do,
Okay.
but you could, we're actually initiating a pre-approval process. So, and if we got an application, we would get you pre-approved and then we would let you know our contractors. And there is a list of our contractors on our website as well. And if you're coming through the Electrify Asheville-Buncombe program, all of their contractors are also our contractors. So, if you're coming through the HEN program, they can refer you to vetted contractors in the neighborhood.
Thank you so much, Michelle. And we're wrapping things up, but many of you are wondering how to take action at this point. So I want to share a few things. We encourage everyone to go to electrifyabc.com. You can create an energy profile as a way to get started or take next steps for your electrification journey, that's a way to sign up for our newsletters and updates as well. And this QR code, if you'd like to sign up for a navigator session with us, you're welcome to get out your phones now and aim the camera at the QR code. That will take you to the web page for signing up for a home energy navigator session, in which we can talk directly with you about what your goals are and give you a greater picture of next steps. And then electrify and repeat. We're on a journey, and we're happy to help you with your electrification journey. March 25th at 6 p.m. we have a virtual info session that's all about the Home Energy Resilience Cooperative program. So we'd love for you to join us for that. And there's more information on our website, electrifyabc.com. And we're opening things up to a Q&A now. So please feel free to pop more questions in the chat or raise your hand. Casey, do we have any questions to get us started in the chat?
Yes, so there was one question trying to confirm the rebate rollout timeline for homes in here. Could we just elaborate on that right quick?
Sure. Yeah, we don't know anything for certain. However, our governor in North Carolina has been advocating for Western North Carolina to receive and be in the priority queue for these rebates because they aid recovery and resilience efforts in our region after the storm that we had here. And so what we have heard on fairly good authority with some of the implementers of the program that we have relationships with is that it will be this summer, but fall at the very latest. So it's a great idea to go to energysavernc.org if you fall within those income guidelines, 150% AMI and below, and sign up now to get on the waiting list. Additionally, if you know any contractors that provide energy efficiency or electrification services, installations, they can also start pre-registering as a contractor. We're going to be pushing out some information about that because we would love our local contractors to be well poised, just like the community, to be able to implement this program here. So we're not using, out of state or non-local contractors for this work.
Thank you. And we have another question about a fixer-upper home. One of our participants just asked, and it's an inefficient home electricity-wise with a $400 electric bill. And what would be their course of action for updating their current home with finances in mind? They have an old HVAC system, double pane windows compromised, and more. Yeah.
Yeah, Nate, I think you would be a really great candidate to sign up for a longer conversation with us through the Home Energy Navigator program. We really, really enjoy this program because it's meeting people where they are, and everybody is starting from a different place with different bills and different technologies and fuels in their homes. So we can go into more depth and detail with your specific situation. But, if you have aging HVAC, that it could be a time to start planning to replace that. Just want to say a quick note about windows. They are often highlighted as like a big energy waster, and that from a building science perspective, that's not actually true. They can be drafty, but that's not necessarily the way that homes lose their conditioned air is typically through the attic, which is why attic insulation and attic air sealing is critically important for the comfort of your home. So Nate, I encourage you and anybody else who wants to know where to start or just kind of has questions that are a little bit more in depth than what we can go into today to sign up for a Home Energy Navigator appointment. And that would be meeting with me or Emily or Casey or Don on this call. And we could look at your particular situation and even run some analysis on if you were to replace your HVAC system now with the high efficiency heat pump versus like a natural gas furnace, we could show you, how much more efficient it would be from an energy saving perspective, as well as cost savings, incorporating incentives that are available, such as the tax credit and the Duke Energy rebate right now.
And I see we have a hand raised from Nina Tovish.
Thanks. So my situation is also quite complicated. and I will definitely sign up for a navigator session.
Great.
But I am wondering, I had heard some possibility. I'm not, tax rebates do me no good. I don't pay enough taxes for them to do me any good. So rebates are where it's at for me. And I had heard that it was a possibility that if one invested in these things, that rebates could be applied for post purchase. But now I'm getting the impression that you have to sign up for them first before you do anything. Can you clarify that for me?
I could try to clarify. Are you talking about the homes in here rebates, the state energy office rebates?
Yes, I think so.
I don't think that those are going to be like they'll have contractors that are getting paid directly by an implementer. They're not actually like a rebate where you get a check. The check is it's like the cost doesn't actually flow through you. There may be some remaining balance that would be the homeowner would need to pay. So if you got the $8,000 incentive and it was a $12,000 HVAC system, you would have a $4,000 cost, is the way it would work. So it's not
I see.
a reimbursement.
Yeah, the only reason I was hoping that I could do something sooner is because I currently have no HVAC whatsoever. A week after I got electricity back after Helene, I lost my mini split system. So, I'm on space heaters, and my understanding is that there's a less expensive time of year to do this stuff as well, which is in the spring. Some contractors offer lower costs during their off season in the spring, but it sounds like these rebates are not going to be available until kind of peak season for this kind of work.
Yeah, and we certainly share your frustration with this. We actually launched Electrify Asheville-Buncombe, hoping that those rebates would actually be in effect in 2024, as they were sort of promised, but things have just been moving really slowly, and then we saw that the rebates were rushed, which is why things feel a little bit disorganized because of the change in administration. The state was rushing to get these programs underway and launched so that they could not be clawed back so easily. So we share your frustration. We'll try to keep everybody informed. But signing up at energysavernc.org is probably one of the best ways to take action right now and get prepared. And I just wanted to clarify, I misspoke earlier when I was talking about the Duke Energy EV Charger Prep Credit. I said that you could do this before you owned an EV, and I misspoke there. You actually do have to own an EV to do this and take advantage because Duke requires you to upload your vehicle registration. So I apologize for that, and I should have remembered that. So just don't want anybody to operate off of that information. And then in the chat, I'm seeing for Duke Power Pair, which is that up to $9,000 rebate for a home battery, you do have to work with a Duke Energy Trade Ally. And James Fisher, hey James, from Sundance Power is here on the call, and he is representing Sundance Power, who is a Duke Trade Ally. I believe the other Duke Trade Allies that are eligible for installing and qualifying for Power Pair are Renew Energy Solutions, Rhino Renewable Solar and Electric, and Sugar Hollow Solar. And Dave is saying in the chat, Nina, there are portable heat pumps for heating and cooling. That might be an option. Yeah, we've seen these really cool window heat pumps that kind of look like fancier window air conditioners that are quite sleek. But seems like if you already have mini splits, Nina, you might want to wait for the replacement, but we'd be happy to talk more about you. And I'm so sorry that that timing with Hurricane Helene is insult to injury.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate.
And another clarification, Sundance Power Systems does install solar plus batteries. Any solar installer that we have ever heard of actually, or ever worked with, installs batteries as well. Solar. Any other questions that we can answer right now? And if not, we are going to be at the WNC Sierra Club tonight, myself and Casey, just talking more about the Home Energy Navigator and the Home Energy Resilience Cooperative. It's a pretty brief presentation and we'll be along with some other folks. It should be a great one. We'll bring our solar powered generator if you'd like to lay eyes on that and learn more about how it's been working. I've been testing it at home for about 2 weeks and have learned a lot about it. And we hope to see you tonight or at one of our upcoming events. Please do reach out and schedule a Home Energy Navigator appointment. It's really easy. It's integrated with your calendar, so you can just click through and find a time that works for you, and it'll automatically schedule for you. And we'd love to interact with you that way.
We do have one last question.
Okay.
Slid in right before the deadline. Is there a list of contractors that participate in these programs available? And what are the lifespan for home batteries? So 2 for 1.
The list of solar contractors, are you talking about PowerPair, Bryce?
Yes.
Yes. I wonder if that listing is on the Duke Energy website. Might be. I have not looked lit but
Hey,
it
this
might.
is Don. I don't think that they do list them on the Duke website. I believe most, if not all, of the contractors that are part of Electrify Asheville-Buncombe are trade allies. You have to be a trade ally to get even the rebates available for the heat pumps and those types of technologies as well. And if you sign up through electrifyabc.com and you fill out a free energy profile, it's just a few questions, and you'll get an energy profile and then instant recommendations. And after you go through that process, you'll be able to see the contractors that are participating.
Yeah, I'm on the PowerPair website right now, which I will actually put in the chat because it's a great program. But I'm not seeing a list of contractors on there. I do see information on how to become a contractor, but on this website, you'll be able to see how it all works, the different batteries that are accepted through the program and the remaining capacity, etc. And it might make you like log into Duke. I've found that the Duke Energy website likes to geolocate you. So if you're using a VPN or you might be in a different location, it might not give you the most accurate information. So make sure you log in or allow the geolocating. And then James is saying Sundance Power, Sugar Hollow, Rhino, and Renew. Those are 4 locally based contractors, or at least have local offices who install and qualify for PowerPair.
And I'll just add all of those contractors are eligible for North Carolina Clean Energy Fund financing.
The lifespan for home batteries, I think that varies. I am not an expert on batteries, but we can talk about that a little bit more after we do a little research in your Home Energy Navigator session, Nina. But I believe the warranty, or Don's chiming in.
I'll give a quick answer to that. It does vary on your different battery technology. So usually you're going to see a 10-year warranty, but there's also a cycling warranty. So that's, the number of times that you go through a cycle of discharge and recharge. And so they can vary. So for example, the Tesla Powerwall 3, which is their newest version of their battery is 10 years and 10,000 cycles. And then a comparable battery that a lot of folks are looking at right now is the Franklin. It's got a lot of the same bells and whistles as the Powerwall 3, and it's 10 years and 6,000 cycles, I believe. So you really want to make sure you check that out when you're looking at the different battery offerings.
Great. Well, we'll stop recording and leave it there, but please do reach out. We can be reached on our website. There's a contact form or emailed at hello@electrifyabc.com. And thank you to our presenters today for spending time and sharing all this great information and participating in our program.